Welcome everybody. This is Sean Green with Heighten Your Sixth Sense. This is the latest and greatest episode here, coming from South Haven, Mississippi. I got my friend Mr. Simon Yeats, native of us from Australia, by the way, living in Orlando, Florida right now. For Heighten Your Sixth Sense, we focus on elevating, aligning the mind, body, and spirit through teaching actual strategies, fundamental principles, and relentless focus on empowering every beautiful soul to harness their highest potential. I will cultivate awareness, alignment, and peace with inspiring and elevated conversation and a new approach to self-discovery and steps towards mastery. Mr. Yeats, I would like to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your beginnings. And
thank you very much for having me on the program. I enjoyed our conversation the other day when we met, and appreciate you considering me worthy to come back and spew my BS to all your listeners. Grew up in Australia. Went to a boarding school when I was 9 because I wanted to. My older brother went to boarding school and I thought it seemed like an amazing thing. So I went off to boarding school when I was 9 years old and suffered pretty badly with homesickness and missing my parents for a good 5 of the 8 years that I was away at boarding school. But gradually, it took me that long, but I gradually got over it and started to had a sense of autonomy and independence and confidence in myself that it wasn't the end of the world, that I was being separated from my parents and my brothers and sisters. I went to university, 6 years of university. The moment I graduated, I jumped on a plane, went overseas, skiing in Canada. Heard about the opportunity to come and work in the US with my degree and was like, great, I'll come for 2 years, signed a contract for 2 years. And that's now 33, 34 years ago. And I just never somehow went home. Things got in the way. And part of the desire, again, to go overseas, want to be overseas, was that I wasn't all that I thought I could be being home in Australia. I copped a fair bit of teasing and never any physical abuse, but verbal teasing and verbal abuse is far more destructive and far more painful than physical abuse. I played rugby my life, and I was always the worst guy on the team. So at training, I'm always the guy that everyone kicked and beat up. You deal with that, you laugh that off. That is nothing. But I still for years still had a lot of animosity, and just to people who even said one thing to me.
People that go around being ugly and disrespectful and low down and just outright mean and just doing crazy things. You look at their life and look at their results. It shows. It's all in the results. So I know after you got after college, you physical therapy in Florida. So I know you had a lot of world travels. When did the world traveling come? Was that before being a father and husband, or did that come?
Yeah, it came after I died in the car accident and was brought back to life. And even though I'd been living in the States for a couple of years, I still was like, wow, I haven't. The only trip I'd taken at that point was a trip to Uruguay. It was for a rugby tour when we first got to Florida, but I was like, I always wanted to go to Europe. Europe was part of the thing. My plan was 2 years working in the States and then go to Europe, see Europe for 6 months like everyone in Australia does. That we always have this overseas experience, go to Europe, then go back to Australia, and then you live the rest of your life. And that sort of, you live off that moment where you were young and dumb and free. And I thought I nearly died and I'd never been to Europe. So I thought, okay, my 30th birthday, I've got to go.
Accident happened in Florida, the bad accident.
And accident happened in LA. Los Angeles, Malibu, Pacific Coast Highway, just on Malibu, got smashed. Taken to hospital, heart stopped, had to be resuscitated 3 times the first night to pull me through it. A couple of surgeries, traumatic brain injury, and I had to go back to Australia to recuperate for 6 months. Came back to the States, still probably a little bit lost in terms of, where does my life go from here? What do I do? I felt probably alone again after not feeling alone. And still spent a bit of time struggling to get. If I'm alive, what's the purpose? Why did that happen to me? Why did I have to go through that? And so I thought, okay, I'll go for a trip and go around the world, take 6 months off, quit my job, and just go and experience life. Probably not going to help me, but at least I'm going to say, if I die the day after, at least I've gone and seen the world and be happy. Maybe had the feeling that I'm still not happy enough with my life that if I died today, that would I go, you know what, I've had a good life. Let me go to Europe and maybe I'll be at that point. And I still had that sort of moment, that sort of thought that don't be afraid of doing something, because if you die again, you'll, regret. If someone can get some enjoyment out of it, like I've written 4 of the books I think are the funniest fucking books ever written about shit that has happened to me while I've been traveling.
You got to think they're the funniest, best books. You got to think that they're the $1 million books before it ever happens. But you're the one that creates that reality tunnel, that paradigm for your life. If you feel like that's what it is, it's going to happen.
And it's funny about writing. And when you, as you say, a lot of people, when they want to read a book, the first thing they do is they look, how many reviews did it get? And it's what makes you really go, wow, you won't read, would you ever take a risk on reading something that no one else has ever read? Probably not. That's the sort of the thing. You have to come up with a title, you have to come up with a cover or something that again, would someone be able to go, I'm going to read this and be the first person on the earth to read this before anyone else does? And there's not a lot of people that would ever do that. No one else has read it. And even my friends, hey, would you read my book? And then they give me a comment. Has anyone else read it? They said, no, I'm giving you first. I don't know if it's good or not. Who cares if it's good or not? Read it and see if it sucks.
People scared of their own, they're scared of what somebody will think about their opinion.
Yeah, that's so fucking weird. God, I find that fucking weird. I find that the weirdest thing. If a friend of mine says, hey,
just be you.
Yeah. If you don't like it, it's okay for you to say, literally, what if I don't like it? Then you fucking say, I don't like it. Okay. And I'll go, okay, why didn't you like it? Okay. Yeah, that's valid criticism. Yeah. I'm always wanting to improve. I'll change. I've rewritten them 1,000,000 times because people have said, hey, you swore a little bit too much. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. I fucking swear all the time. You're right. Maybe I should go and take out some of the swear words because it's not as appealing for everyone else as it is for me. And I can understand that. Again, I'll still say, yeah, but this C word, that's staying right there. That's not going anywhere. That was my thought at the time. If you're offended, good luck to you. But yeah, that validates that's the whole point of that particular story.
Yeah. I was at an event recently, and this guy, he's a $200 million plus earner in the financial service space, and he always wanted to write a book. He finally wrote one, but he finally did one. But he told the people, like, I'm not gonna do the book if it's not written in the way I speak normally. You're not gonna change it to make it sound a certain way. It has to be the way I am authentically. That's the only way I'm gonna do it. If I use profanity, if it's not correct grammar, whatever, the way I speak is the way I want it to be presented. I want to be me. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying.
And it's rather funny. As I said, I swear a lot. Okay. It is fucking amazing to me how many people in positions, priests, let's say Consulate General of America in foreign countries, how easy it is for me to stand them, look them in the eye and say, hey mate, I'm not fucking happy about this. I fucking want this changed and they all go, no one, unlike my dad who would go, son, get those words out of your mouth. I have never had a person go, you need to stop swearing. We need to do whatever. No one seems to dare to say to me, you shouldn't be swearing. And I say, in the hospital, I go and see my patients. Hey, you need to fucking get out of bed or you're going to fucking die. Okay? No one ever says, don't speak to my family member like that. They all go, holy shit, this guy is serious. Dad, you need to get out of bed. Every what's name in the world, trust the people who swear because at least they're real.
They're not afraid.
I do not trust anyone who doesn't swear. That's why I don't trust a single fucking politician. If you can't stand up and go, lace your speech in politics, okay, with fuck does not because of your passion for whatever it is that you're fighting for, you really aren't passionate. You'll change your tune. Second, the whole idea of politically correctness is the most ridiculous thing on the fucking earth. Is basically saying you are inauthentic. You are basically speaking the way you want me to hear you, rather than how you want to present yourself.
You know that I'm talking like that when the camera's off, or they with their friends or whatever.
Exactly. And as I said, I talk the same way to fucking everyone. The Pope. Even some of my patients are fucking kids, 13, 14 years of age. I say fuck in front of them, in front of their parents, and their parents are like, listen to the man, sweetheart. He knows what he's fucking talking about. No one's sitting there going, hey, stop swearing in front of my kid. Okay. They're like going, hey, this guy is.
But at home, they're probably doing the same thing at home or in the car or whatever. So do you keep in touch with any of these people that you healed or follow them?
Not really. None of them keep in touch with me. That's just the way it goes. You know, it's amazing how. Yeah, and I don't really give a shit. It's not my place to be their best friend or whatever. I'm just forming a person doing his job. and wanting to do it well, and so that this person can get on with their life. You know, if they were my best friend, you know, before, yeah, I would do it to my best friend. But if these people are strangers to me, they're going to be pretty much strangers at the end. I don't have any what's names outside that. That's why I have this big, this big, oh, you're going to become a member of our family at this clinic or whatever. That is such a load of fucking yes. These people, that's just to play on your thought, oh, these people are going to care about me. Trust me, I'm quite open to say I don't give a fuck about any of my fucking patients. I'm going to fucking bend over backwards to help them. But at the end of the day, when they go on with their life, I'm not going to be sweet kids. Oh, Brian doesn't call me anymore and I saved his life. I've got to fucking walk again after everyone gave up on him. Yeah, I move on to the next.
Go to next person, next situation. That makes sense. So do you think that with you died in your accident, there's a lot of people say they have those experiences, they like saw the light or they had these different moments. Do you think you're anything that related?
I was actually pissed off that I hadn't been to Europe. I remember going, not that I saw any light I just remember going, I can't die. I haven't been to Europe.
Never been to Europe. But that was another thing that all Australians go to Europe for 6 months.
I'd gone to America. I was like the first one of many Australians who went to America. America was never on the radar for most people, especially to work. It was always to go to Europe and England. That was like the base. I mean, you go back 30 years, 40 years, people weren't going backpacking around Asia and South America like they are now. South America I never thought I'd go to South America in my life. That was well authoritated. Now I've been there fucking 20 times. But the world has opened up so much in my lifetime, and things that people used to think were exotic, unbelievable trips. Now, like to go to New Zealand for me as a young kid to see my relatives, that was like, wow, a major expedition. Now people shoot across to New Zealand from Australia for the weekend to watch a rugby game, turn around, jump on a plane and fly back. They'll even fly in.
That's really close.
3 hours. 3 hours away. Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. For my mum's 75th birthday, I was willing to jump on a plane, fly 30 hours back to Australia, have dinner, jump on a plane the next day, fly 30 hours back just to be there.
But
birthday one night. But we ended up going for a week. Dad was like, don't fucking come for one night. Don't be an idiot. For that, you have to quit my job. Fucking quit your job then. Life's too short to be giving up on things. Right? And I said, that my dad has always wanted his kids go out and experience life. And when I said, Dad, I nearly got killed in fucking Nepal, got really sick in Nepal while we were rafting and shitting my guts out, mate. It's, you enjoy your life. Dad, I really got killed.
It's part of the journey, right? It's part of the...
Yeah. My dad inspired me. He was going on, not quite as bad as me. I'm really bad, but Dad had work trips and holidays. And when Mum and Dad would go on holiday, we'd always be stuck with a nanny for 3 weeks or a month because they'd gone to Europe. And I always used to think that was the biggest one. Yeah, Dad, hey, kids are well looked after. We're going to go off and enjoy ourselves. It's not like you had to drag the kids along. And so that sort of independence, but responsibility at the same time, I think it's normal. People want to sit there and say, oh, that's a weird thing to do. Hell no. That was independent for us. Wow, parents have gone away. We get to be a little bit grown up and have a nanny just to feed us, but we had to get ourselves to school. So you make the best out of it. You don't paint it in a negative light. And it's amazing how every conversation I have with people about things in my life, when I sit and say, yeah, I nearly got killed by the mafia in Germany. Oh my God, that must be horrible. It's fucking hilarious. I wrote it as a story in one of my books. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, at the time.
You're allowed to talk about it. You're allowed to.
Yeah, but at the time I was scared shitless. Right now, I'm like, it's good fun. If I can't look back and laugh about things in my life, then like I say, the really bad shit I've been dealing with 14 years, that would be overwhelming, and I would have fucking tried to kill myself again sometime in the last 14 years. But I say, me writing my memoir books has given me a sense of going, shit, I don't think there's anyone in this world who would have come close to the experiences that I have had. And it's a good lesson for people to go out. Even his worst moments, he's been able to turn around and go and be able to laugh about it, write it in a funny way, and just revel in the fact that he's had a good life. As I said, even though I would consider my life, if someone asked me, have you had a good life? I said, no, my life is the worst fucking life out of anyone in the fucking world right now.
Yeah. But the life you've had has made you who you are. So you really can't regret.
I live through hell every single fucking day, and it does. It beats me down. So much anger from what's happened to me and my son. So much fucking anger.
So with the being said, I know you want to, I feel like you want to get out there in front of more people. So Do you have your own podcast? People can reach you and follow you.
Funnily enough, we work with the patients. I am so emotionally done at the end of the day with my patients. It's enough for me to go on 1 or 2 podcasts a week. Outside of that, for me to try and make podcasts, yeah, I would be unable to function.
I got you. I know between your book and everything. So can people reach you on social media? On stuff like Instagram, Facebook,
at Author Yeats, Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
I think that's how it goes.
I pray that this gets out to millions of people, and people can get you on social media, and they can find your books on Amazon, correct?
Yeah. My Second Life, and then the 4 lesser known travel tip series. They're the lighthearted ones.
Right, they're all Amazon. Okay, that's awesome, man. Before we go on, just 2 other little questions I want to ask you. What would be something, if you would look back, if you could have this opportunity to go back and talk to your 21-year-old self, what would be one thing you would tell yourself, knowing what you know now?
That's a tough fucking question, because I would say don't change a thing, but this is one of the things that goes to my brain every single fucking day. I wish I had never met that girl and married and had tried to start a family with her. But if I didn't, I wouldn't have my son. And it is a fucking impossible question, impossible answer. There is no answer to that. You cannot have both those things. I love my fucking son beyond all fucking measure. I hate this woman beyond all fucking measure. Okay? So I have to have one to have the other, and it fucking drives me nuts.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's no not right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's just something I like to act.
That's the pain I've been in. It is just, I cannot give up that pain without giving up my son. And I love my son fucking keeps me going through the pain.
Yeah. That keep going, man. Keep going. Keep the fight going. And so I feel like the more people you get in front of, the story's going to get out there. And I know through those connections and interaction, somebody's going to be able to bring some light and some justice to the situation. I know so. I believe so. I'm going to stand firm on that. And last thing, what are 2 or 3 things that to leave with the audience that they could do, that you maybe as advice or guidance that you could, that something that will help them on their journey?
Love your mother and father like nothing else on the earth. Even if they're divorced, even if they're separated, they may not be compatible together, but hopefully as a parent, they are the perfect father or mother to you. If they're not, okay, I would also say don't feel bad about getting yourself away from them as much as you would get away from a friend that is someone who's not a friend. And I feel very sad that there are people who can't or don't know how to be an amazing fucking parent. And that isn't the be all and end all of their fucking life wishes, just to be there is nothing else in the fucking world. Just see the face of a kid who just looks at you and just goes, "You're my fucking world." If you can't love and appreciate it, or want to have that, made them tell the same thing with your friends. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good people. Yeah. And if you can't find a good person, then be alone. And trust me, that is so much fucking better for your mental health and so much better for your life. Okay. You can then don't be afraid to be a good person, even in the face of everyone else telling you, "Oh, you're a fucking loser," or "You're a whatever." I dream of occasions where I get to walk across the road, helping an old granny and having everyone laugh at me, so I can just turn around and go, "You're all a fucking bunch of cunts." I dream of situations like that. There's nothing I love better than being the only person standing on a fucking rock, doing what I want to do when everyone else tells me I'm nothing I love better. There's no better. There's a great statement by Nietzsche about life. To be your own person, more often than not, you're going to be lonely and you're going to feel, but there is nothing more important and more satisfying than being your own person and owning your own life in this world. Nothing.
All right. That's a beautiful quote, and I think that's a good way to end this. Love your parents, surround yourself with good people, and just love yourself and be your authentic self at all times. No matter if you got to be alone. So I really appreciate you being vulnerable and honest and just being yourself and sharing some very enlightening stories and even some low moments with the audience. But I think no matter what, we can learn from the lows, we can learn from the highs, and all in all those things that happened are part of our journey and a part of who we are. And it's nothing to regret. It's only something to love and to just look back on. And like I say, you write your memoirs and have some great stories to tell about all those great experiences that actually are the accumulation and what made us who we are today. And so with that being said, it's been another amazing episode of Heighten Your Sixth Sense with Sean Green. And I thank Mr. Simon Yeats for being on here and sharing his story and his journey with us and his wisdom. And another bit though, so that's it for today, folks. And we'll see you again next time. Thank you.